Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching our Best of EVO 2025 um, session for the March 8th. We have the pleasure now to introduce our next session, which is the Immersive AI Companion Design. And I would like to hand over to Helena and Georgia to presenting their session. Thank you very much for joining us.
And we thank you, TESOL call intersection and Electronic Village Online for such a wonderful experience once again this year. We are all appreciative of all your understanding and your coordination, your help, and we're going to present the outcome and briefly, well, as briefly as possible, we're going to try and describe the work that has taken place. My name is Helena Galani. I was returning lead moderator once again this year during Electronic Village Online Immersive AI Companion Design. And moderating with me was Georgia Maneta, who's with us today. Here is the Immersive team. I'm really proud to have been working with all these wonderful people, Heike Philp, Randa Sadler, Jennifer Hamilton, Amani Al-Kayad. We've been putting so much work in it. And I'll tell you all about the part that everybody played on this session. So first off, we're going to talk about the Immersive team. I'm going to briefly present you the team, then the participants' profile, the session overview, a few words about the content and activities every week, some takeaways, future considerations, and then we're open to questions and answers. Please feel free to use the QR code. So I've got an MA in English language teaching and an RSA diploma. I'm an applied linguist located in central Greece, educator and formal assessor for examination bodies. I'm passionate about instructional design, integrating artificial intelligence and virtual reality in order to enhance the teaching objectives of my classes. I'm the owner of ELT Treasure Island in Kitely, and previously with Heike, we've carried out so many sessions about work in Kitely, especially for young learners, member of EduNation, Camelot EU Project Award winner, and presenter at multiple EdTech conferences globally. Georgia is an EFL educator with over 20 years of experience with an MA in literature in English, and she's finishing her MSc in Immersive Technologies in Education. She's been conducting workshops for educators on the use of technology in class and has introduced her students to Gen AI and virtual reality. Heike Philp, everybody knows, is the CEO of Let's Talk Online, an immersive language education specialist. She's coordinator of EU-funded projects such as Avalon, Lancelot, Camelot, Guinevere, Excalibur, and the founder of the Virtual Roundtable Conference, the WebCom, and she holds EduNation in Second Life and OpenSim Kitely. Randall Sadler is professor at Illinois University, head of Virtual Worlds SIG of Calico. He is a TESOL member, book author of Virtual Worlds for Language Learning, the Handbook of Informal Language Learning. Randall has had a lot of activity in immersive environments. Jennifer Hamilton is head of instruction and assistant professor at Derper Library. In 2008, Jen first joined the Metaverse as a library intern in Second Life. A teacher trainee in Guinevere, she continues to design immersive learning environments and activities in Frame VR and Kitely. And finally, Amani Al-Kayad is the co-founder and CEO of Language Cities. She's also a certified gamification facilitator at Sententia Incorporation. She's pursuing her doctoral degree in instructional technology at Columbia University and the Teachers College. She's a Udemy instructor teaching approximately 7,000 students, and her research interests focus on immersive learning, conversational AI, and Web3. A few words about our participants. We had 90 registered participants, out of whom only 14 were awarded certificates of participation and 7 were awarded certificates of completion. The session is the participants represent their countries from 15 different locations, if I remember well: Brazil, Bulgaria, Croatia, Ecuador, El Salvador, France, Greece, India, Italy, Russia, all corners, Spain, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and the United States and Vietnam. Here is a brief profile of our participants out of 11 responses. As you can see, they are quite experienced in language teaching, with longer than 10 years, approximately, each one of them. We've even had people who've had experience for longer than 31 years. As far as teaching in the metaverse and participating in virtual reality, virtual worlds sessions, they were not particularly experienced, as you can see. The percentages were quite low. So during that 5-week session, participants gained hands-on experience creating language activities and tasks utilizing AI-generated characters and virtual reality and virtual worlds. The session aimed to enable participants to create characters, engineer prompts, build a virtual avatar, and develop conversational activities with this AI companion for their classes. The session was aimed at experienced language educators, language course designers, and webheads with intermediate expertise in using technology for teaching. Those without experience in entering and navigating virtual worlds were able to observe our live sessions in Zoom, and we provided them help setting up and orientating if they were new ones. To be honest with you, actually everybody logged into the virtual reality destinations that we had suggested. So by the end of the session, the participants were able to design and program a virtual teaching companion for use in language education. They explored the utility of personas in developing effective virtual teaching agents. They reflected different types of prompts and their relative efficacy to create characters who define areas of knowledge and practice with which the character assists students. They practiced avatarization, animating their AI and their avatar, practicing designing language-focused activities in which AI companions effectively supported learning and engagement. They experienced about the persona and they created more than one characters. They reflected on what part of the lesson the characters could support and what role and tasks the characters could also support. They practiced designing prompts with ChatGPT and other large language models to generate memorable non-player characters, artificial intelligence. With the help of artificial intelligence, they applied these characters in virtual worlds. They designed and showcased a language learning activity, which was the final project, but meanwhile, they had created throughout the session. We had 10+1 live sessions, starting on Sunday, the 12th of January, until the 16th of February. The live sessions and the recordings are available on our learning management system. We used Zoom as a meeting platform and Canvas as a learning management system to organize the work and the projects. The virtual spaces we used were Frame VR, Wonder VR, Second Life, and Kitely OpenSim. Some language models we put in practice were GPT, OpenAI, and API keys with OpenAI, Perplexity, and Gemini. Other tools were PBWorks, Padlet, StoryNest AI, Genially, our YouTube channel, Google Drive, Google Slides, and email. You can also find access to the playlist, which is available on my YouTube channel. After the registration week, the first week focused on Frame VR, The second one on Wonder VR. The third was mainly geared around Second Life. The fourth one was also geared around Second Life and Kitely. And in week 5, in the first session, we did some remedial work, we received feedback, and we had the last show and tell showcasing. All this was done, as I said before, with the help of API keys with prompt engineering for English language teaching. During the registration week, we had 2 sections, the orientation and the introduction. We outlined the activities. There was the syllabus was available readily. A section for moderators and guest speakers with their bios, a frequently asked questions corner for technical support, a needs analysis form to diagnose needs, and managing Canvas notifications. There was also an introduction to the virtual spaces, language models and tools, another section focused on introducing one another and our experience in virtual reality and virtual worlds. There was also a reading selections and reflecting discussion forum and the section for the recordings. Every week focused on prototyping, orienting, defining, clarifying, or ideating and implementing. The first session every week was on acquiring and deepening. So we mainly showcased and screen shared in order to orientate our participants, to analyze, to define, and to develop. In the second session, which was the hands-on, the practical part, we deepened and our participants created together with us to develop, to implement, and to clarify. We created this session. I was inspired by the UNESCO AI Competency Framework for Teachers and also the Design Thinking Framework by Harvard Business School and Stanford University. In week 1, we explored personas in frame, as I said earlier. We analyzed prompts and developed AI companions reflecting on reading selections. We navigated and Frame VR, explored environments, key features. One of the environments, which was a starting point, was my English garage, where I have 3 engineers, car engineers, which are actually AI companions based on my framework, which I've christened as AI Totaler. It's a very useful mnemonic to help educators organize their prompts. This all started as a follow-up from my presentation at the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education, Mythic Origins, on the 24th of March, 2024, where I carried out a quest around edunation. And then I presented Demystifying AI API keys for non-player characters in virtual realms and in particular Second Life to enhance the TESOL experience. That was presented at the Virtual Roundtable and EdTech Tools Fest. And following that was my hosting another presentation of on AI-powered teaching quest with API keys at the 10th annual Second Life MOOC on the 14th of August. Jennifer contributed a lot of information about Frame VR. I mainly also presented her Midsummer Night's Dream and Nick Bottom, the AI companion. In week 2, we focused on Wonder VR with Georgia Maneta moderating and presenting her interview simulations and an AI tour around London. Also, Amani guided us towards creating an account, navigating, creating a character, and AI interaction. In week 3, we carried out the quest in the first session. We applied AI Totaler, and all this was based on OpenAI application programming interface keys that I issued for my participants, my trainee teachers on OpenAI. So the key activities were exploring environments, customizing AI companions, applying the AI Totaler framework, and Randall Sadler was our guest speaker. Week 4 was focusing on Second Life and Kitely. Again, we explored further and built AI companions in Second Life, customizing them for lesson support, setting permissions, navigating, texturing, and creating objects. The last week involved remedial work and also showcasing mostly my AI companions on ELT Treasure Island, Kitely, which were in particular Socrates, the philosopher. You can have interesting conversations with him.
5
Madame
minutes to
Curie,
go.
Elvis in ELT, and I've already told you about the activities within each week, but you can always have a look. Here are the outcomes. You can find them all on this book, storybook, on Book Creator, and Georgia is going to tell you a few more details in a minute. First off, on Frame VR, we had a lot of projects. Katharina's Roman Museum with AI Companion, Michelle's Midsummer Night's Dream, Carla's teacher at the English Garage, Tilly's professor at Warwick University AI, Lucia's incredible work, Charles Dickens in Frame, and Maria's AI tutor. Georgia, over to you. That was your week. And you produced, our participants produced wonderful AI companions. Please let us know a few more details.
Yes, here I am. First of all, I would like to thank Helena for her hard work and the whole Immersive Companion team for accepting me. And I would like to bring you back the enthusiasm that the participants came with every time we had a meeting online. Wanda VR proved to be an amazing platform in which you could create amazing worlds. The participants were really enthusiastic about it. And the reactions they had and written and expressed themselves in the specific Padlet had to do with the easiness. The platform could be transformed into the world that they dreamed of, the benefits that this platform could bring to their ESL learners. And however, it also gave thought for some it also, gave some food to some thoughts, such as the digital divide and the fact that some students might miss equipment necessary for this kind of teaching experiences.
Okay, Georgia,
yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
to
Yes, go
jump
on.
to the next slide, and I'll give you the opportunity to go on.
Don't
Okay.
worry.
Here are a few more projects in Second Life. We had Tilly's twins, AI companions. They were given different prompts, and they even conversed between them. And Katharina Strongman. In Kitely, Maria actually built the rabbit you can converse with. The 7 finalists were Jani from India, Carla, Katharina, Lucia, Maria Castillo, Tilly, and Michelle. The feedback we have received was quite positive. Although the responses were not that crowded, we were pleased and encouraged to see that overall the participants accepted and welcomed the content and the material and the whole process, encouraging creative thinking and innovation. So they overall rate the quality of the course as excellent. If you would like to get in touch with us, please feel free to use the particulars in front of you. And also you can visit us on EduNation 3 in Second Life and Kitely, OpenSim. I'm providing with the links here. Also, there's some future activity taking place soon. And although the dates have not been announced yet, you should watch for our presentations in the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education 18th Annual International Conference taking place from the 3rd to the 5th of April 2025. We do thank you so much, all the team, and especially I also would like to thank my Immersive team, Heike, Randall, Jennifer, Amani, and Georgia, for the coordination and all the feedback that they've been giving me in order to develop my material. We are free, you're free to ask us any questions. And I haven't been watching the chat, unfortunately, but please feel
Just
free
good comments,
to ask.
Helena.
Thank
Good
you.
comments about our work.
Thank you. Yes, the totaler, the AI totaler is a very good mnemonic to remember the components of each prompt in order to design effective AI companions for different level of learners, different levels of learners. It is effective.
Would it be possible to provide a link to Toddler?
Yes, you can actually, if you visit the book, the storybook, you can find out the link. Let me tell you the page number. Actually, I'm going to share the screen and show you around the ebook that we've created. You can find links here. You can find the outline, the playlist on YouTube, also links to the Padlet and to the participants' beautiful work in the different destinations. And also here is, yes, if you click on this link, you can find information to Totaler on my site, agogipedia.com, where there's also a feedback form. Please feel free to use. And also, you can find the links to the recordings of the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education. And well, I would still have to try a little bit to provide with my Google Doc link for Totaler, but it will not take me long to do so. Any other questions in the meantime?
Well, I don't have a question, but I would like to show my appreciation for you and the team submitting your proposal and joining us once more. It's an amazing session. It's highly recommended. And also one that is needed, as we noticed in the other session where we ran the competencies for working with immersive environments. So your session really complements, adds to that gap and provides that training for teachers interested in immersive environments. Thank you so much for joining us.
And I thank you so much for all your work, Rose, for your coordination, also for your cooperation. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
May I just speak up just a minute?
Yes, Heike.
Yes, and I'm ever so sorry I can't switch on my webcam, but I would love to take the opportunity to say a big, big thank you to Helena, because she's not only provided a lot of the content, like almost all of the content, but she's also been wonderful in leading the EVO session. with issuing timely reminders for the sessions. Her beautiful invitations always, it was just grand. And we had very regular attendance by participants until the very end. And we contribute this to Helena's wonderful care of not only of the team, but of the participants and being active on Canvas. I mean, she's a Wonder Woman. She really is. And we love her to bits.
And I
she's
appreciate your presence, your feedback, your support,
fantastic.
Heike. Thank you for your kind words. I
And
really
the excellence
appreciate
of this
it.
session is due to her professionalism. And we thank you so much, Helena, really.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to seeing the continuation of our session and how it applies in practice. So if you have any information, you can always use our contact details. And let me go back to show you the contact details and let us know about how the AI totaler worked for you. Also, there's a feedback form, as I told you earlier, on Agogipedia that you can use. So I will surely see the feedback from there. I'm really keen to see how it develops, honestly. I've been using this approach with my students, and I find it very motivating. Instead of me doing all the work for them, it's better to get them to work along the lines of Totaler to produce the prompts, which actually encourages them to produce language, the target language.
Can I ask you, because it's rather small the way it's been displayed, can I ask you just to summarize the key components of the totaler? Do you mind? Because it's such a wonderful concept.
Yes, Totaler actually stands for, T stands for tone and emotion, O stands for output formatting for optimized multimodal content, T stands for targeted design, A for API, productive strategies, L stands for level-based differentiation, L for logical structure and learner-centered choices, E goes for experiential engagement focus, and R stands for role specification and reflective opportunities. With specifics for ELT, you can also see what mnemonic is best that goes with it. For tasks, objective, target, actor, learner level, lesson aims, expectations of learner, pragmatic knowledge, register and style. This is what I give my students. It's more simplified and not so academic, while the previous explanation encapsulates all the parameters that a teacher needs to have, the teacher needs to know while designing their AI companion in virtual reality and virtual worlds.
Thank you so much, Helena, for
You're most welcome.
complementing your presentation with these details. Thank you, Heike, also for asking to be shared. It's really a very interesting approach, and I'm sure a lot of people will be accessing and learning more about it. As I mentioned before, it's an excellent session and one that all of us, when we have the opportunity, I've been meaning to participate for a long time, we should really join and learn more about. Thank you so much for leading us to this. Now, we are over with the immersive AI companion design session.